Welcome to our exploration of Matsubayashi ryū, a traditional style of Okinawan karate. Founded by Shoshin Nagamine in 1947, Matsubayashi ryū is one of the major branches of Shorin-ryu karate. This style combines ancient martial techniques with modern practices, emphasizing natural movement, fluidity, and effective self-defense. Join us as we delve into the history, training methods, and philosophy of Matsubayashi ryū, and discover how this remarkable martial art continues to inspire and cultivate both the body and mind. Karate's roots trace back to Okinawa, stemming from one of humanity's fundamental instincts, the drive for self-preservation. Its origins lie in ancient forms of ti, which focused on hand techniques taught in Okinawa before the 17th and 18th centuries. During the 18th century, this early form of karate began incorporating elements from a Chinese martial art known as tote. In 1609, the Satsuma clan of Japan imposed a ban on weapons and martial arts practice in Okinawa. With traditional weapons outlawed, the island's inhabitants turned to everyday tools like long sticks and rice-cutting instruments, adapting them for self-defense. This period saw significant advancement in the art of ti, as Okinawans sought ways to protect themselves. Fearing punishment from the Japanese authorities, Okinawans practiced te and the unique uses of their farming tools in secret, passing down these techniques from generation to generation. It wasn't until the late 17th and early 18th centuries that karate began to evolve, blending with Chinese martial arts into the form we recognize today. Because of the secrecy in which te had to be practiced, there are no existing records indicating various styles or types of karate during the 18th century. Gradually, karate divided into two main groups or types called Shorin-ryu or shurite and Shorei-ryu or nahate. Shorin-ryu developed around the vicinity of Shuri Castle, while Shorei-ryu primarily was practiced around the city of Naha. As Master Nagamine points out in his book, The Essence of Okinawan Karate-do, the basic differences between Shorin-ryu and Shorei-ryu lay in the basic movements and method of breathing. Shorin-ryu, shuri-te, stems from certain training forms linked to natural movements, and breathing is controlled naturally during training. Shorei-ryu, nahate, is characterized by strong-rooted movements and artificial breath control in accordance to each of the movements pre-formed. Both styles share the common characteristic of observing only natural stances, states Master Nagamine. Nahate divided into two styles of karate, Goju-ryu and Uechi-ryu. Shurite divided into three styles. Two are called Shorin-ryu, and the third is called Matsubayashi ryū. Still practiced in the strictest of secrecy, during the 19th century, shurite and nahate continued to develop and become unique forms of Okinawan karate. In 1875, the Satsuma clan ended the occupation of Okinawa, but it was not until 1904, when karate was first introduced into the Okinawan school system as a form of physical education, that karate started to be openly taught and practiced. In 1922, Gichin Funakoshi and Choki Motobu took Okinawan karate to Japan for the first time. This introduction of karate into mainland Japan marked the beginning of the spread of this martial art throughout the world. At the time karate was introduced to Japan, this martial art was still referred to as tote, Chinese hands, or karate, empty hands. In the 1930s, karate men insisted there must be a consensus on what this art was to be called. At a 1936 meeting attended by renowned Okinawa karate masters, it was agreed that the Okinawan art should be called karate, meaning an empty-handed self-defense art or weaponless art of self-defense. Karate survived the ravages of World War II, and it was in 1947 that the public first hears of Matsubayashi ryū karate-do. This occurrence was when Master Shoshin Nagamine opened his first dojo, school, and named it Matsubayashi ryū Kododan Karate and Ancient Martial Arts Studies. Matsubayashi is the Okinawan pronunciation of the characters for pine forest. Shorin is the Chinese pronunciation of the same characters, and the origin of the name Shorin-ryu is the Shaolin Buddhist temple in China. Ryu roughly translates to style or system. Master Nagamine credits the name Matsubayashi out of respect for two great karatekas, Bushi Matsumura and Kosaku Matsumura, who taught two of his most influential teachers, Chotoku Kian and Choki Motobu. In the years that followed its opening, Master Nagamine's dojo grew in both notoriety and size. Soon American servicemen stationed in Okinawa began to train at his school. In 1959, the United States was first introduced to Matsubayashi ryū karate when James Wax, now an ex-serviceman and the first Westerner to obtain a black belt, opened a school in Dayton, Ohio. Sensei Wax taught many renowned black belts during the 1960s, many of which went on to make significant contributions to the world of karate in the United States and around the world. One of Sensei Wax's top students was Frank Grant. In 2007, during a week-long celebration event honoring Hanshi Grant's 75th birthday and his many contributions to Matsubayashi ryū Karate Do during his 50 years training and teaching, the WSKF Board of Directors awarded Hanshi Grant the rank of Judan, 10th degree black belt, the highest-ranking karate man in Matsubayashi ryū Karate Do. 2 years later, Nagamine Sensei sent a senior student, Ansei Ueshiro, to the United States to firmly establish Matsubayashi Ryu in North America. It was at Sensei Ueshiro's dojo in New York City that Zenko Heshiki trained before opening a dojo on West 72nd Street in Manhattan with Sensei Arthur Drago. Matsubayashi Ryu is a style of Shorin-ryu, and the terms Matsubayashi Ryu and Shorin-ryu can be used interchangeably. Normally, the style is referred to as Shorin-ryu, but when a definite distinction is required between the other styles of the Shorin-ryu family, Kobayashi Shorin-ryu, Shobayashi Shorin-ryu, and Matsumura Seito Hohan Soken, then it is called Matsubayashi Ryu. Nagamine also credited Motobu Choki as the teacher who inspired his 7 Yakusoku Kumite forms. After the death of Nagamine Sensei in 1997, many of his senior students formed their own organizations to teach Matsubayashi Ryu. In the years following, Nagamine Soka continued to lead the organization, but was unable to get unification due to politics within the organization. Since 2012, Yoshitaka Taira has been the association president. There are now many other organizations which are continuing the teachings of O-sensei outside of the WMKA. Shoshin Nagamine, 15th of July 1907, 2nd November 1997, was an Okinawa karate master, as well as a soldier, police superintendent, mayor of Naha City, play director, and author. Early life and karate do. Nagamine was born in Tomari, in Naha, Okinawa. He was a small and sickly child, and he contracted a gastroenteric disorder in 1926, his second year of high school. He began a self-imposed diet and took up karate under the watchful eye of his next-door neighbor, Chojin Kuba. Nagamine soon became a picture of good health, crediting his recovery to hard work both at school and training of karate. His health improved to such an extent that he became a leader of the school's karate club, and his friends dubbed him Chippai Matsu, a nickname meaning tenacious pine tree. Career in the Army. After graduation in March 1928, he began to study martial arts full-time, moving to Shuri and training under Taro Shimabuku and Ankichi Arakaki. Later that year, he was conscripted into the Japanese Army in the 47th Infantry Regiment and fought in China for the Jinan incident before receiving an honorable discharge in 1931. Leaving the Army, Nagamine sought an area in which his martial arts abilities would be useful, eventually settling on the police force. Career in the police force. During his time as a police officer, Nagamine received further instruction in karate from Chotoku Kian and Motobu Choki, and achieved the title of Renshi in 1940. By 1951, Nagamine was a police superintendent of Motobu and was training his own officers in karate. Nagamine retired as a policeman in 1952, and in 1953 he returned to Naha City and set up his own dojo, which he named Matsubayashi ryū Kodokan Karate and Ancient Martial Arts Studies. From the dojo, he taught Matsubayashi ryū, a karate school he had founded in 1947 and named in honor of Sokan Matsumura and Kosaku Matsumura. He continued to teach the discipline until his death in 1997. He was succeeded in 1997 by his son, Takayoshi Nagamine, who returned to Okinawa after many years teaching in the U.S., and who was the head, Soke, of Matsubayashi ryū until his own death in 2012. Author Nagamine wrote 2 books in Japanese, The Essence of Okinawan Karate-do and Tales of Okinawa's Great Masters. The Essence of Okinawan Karate-do, which has been reprinted many times, was first published in the English language in 1976. This was translated into the English language by Nagamine's student Katsuhiko Shinzato. Tales of Okinawa's Great Masters was translated into the English language by Patrick McCarthy, Bubishi, and published in 2000 by Charles Tuttle. Philosophy and Principles. Matsubayashi ryū embodies the philosophy of karate-do, meaning the way of the empty hand. It is not merely about physical prowess, but also about cultivating the mind and spirit. The style promotes values such as humility, respect, and perseverance, encouraging practitioners to seek continuous self-improvement both inside and outside the dojo. Global influence and legacy. Since its establishment, Matsubayashi ryū has spread globally, with dojos in various countries dedicated to preserving and teaching the art. The World Matsubayashi ryū, Shorin-ryu, Karate-do Association, WMKA, oversees the promotion and standardization of the style worldwide. Shoshin Nagamine's legacy lives on through his writings, teachings, and the continued practice of Matsubayashi ryū by dedicated students around the world. Conclusion. Matsubayashi ryū remains a vital and respected style of karate that honors the rich traditions of Okinawan martial arts while adapting to contemporary needs. Its holistic approach to training, emphasizing both physical and mental development, makes it a valuable practice for those seeking a comprehensive and authentic martial arts experience. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, take a look at these videos that are in the cards at the end, like, comment, share, and see you in the next video.